Hello. I was looking at Twitter and I randomly came across a post that was telling me that there is a new Vtuber company that is going to be starting activities within the new year. And I think the name is supposed to be VAllure. I'm not for sure if I'm reading it right, but it's supposed to be one of the no, I think they describe themselves as the first English, excuse me, as a first English speaking, adult VTuber company. Now, when looking at the website, what they mean by of adult content, they mean by of ASMR, but we will look at that a little bit later. Uh, I guess I should say, why do I want to talk about them? I'm I'm probably not unique, but I do have experience making 18 plus content on the hub, and I've done it for about 2 years. So, uh, well, this is somewhat up my alley. It's just they're going to be doing more audio stuff where I do uh, visual stuff. So, with going to the website, we can see how they describe themselves, and I will read it and say what I think. It says VAllure is a new VTubing company, a VTubing agency dedicated to supporting the rise of content creators who have a passion for creativity with a lewd side, which is fine. But when I first heard about, I mean, when first reading that this was adult content, I was assuming that it could be more along the lines of Project Melody or one of the other ones that I've seen a little bit of. I'm not for sure how you say her name, but I was thinking that would be more like, 3D, the kind of stuff the kind of adult content that they do, the kind of shows that they do. Maybe a better way to say it. But apparently it's not going to be with that. With a heavy focus on ASMR and audio role-playing content. I never gotten into ASMR. I did try to, I did try, how do I say it? Oh, yes, not that long ago, I came across a audio drama that a lady made on the hub, and I tried to use it for self-love, I guess is the best way to say it. I tried to use it for self-love, but I wasn't into it. I do know that there are people that are, because I did look at the comments of that particular video, and I did see that there were several people who enjoyed the content and was able to use it the way that it was intended. I wasn't able to do so, but so we hope our soon-to-be talents can swoon you with ease. I think I read that S word right. At the heart of our agency, we know that supporting creativity, I don't think I read that right, I think that's creatives. Supporting creatives in what they do and providing new, exciting opportunities is the best course of action. We hope you follow along our journey while our actions speak louder than our words. Dennis, I'm having a little bit of trouble talking. Um, I guess what I would say about this is, like I said, if it's truly going to be just mostly ASMR and audio roleplay or audio drama type content, it's not going to be something that I would be able to use. I did look at some of the comments that was on X that people left on the announcement video that they had posted there. And I also looked at the comments on YouTube as well. And one of the comments on YouTube, mentioned that there was another adult-oriented VTubing company, but it looks like it's a JP company, so it's not within the English-speaking space. But looking at some of the comments on X, it was a mix of those who are supportive of the company. Yeah, it was a mix of, excuse me, it was a mix of people who are supportive of this content possibly coming out. Well, actually, I should say, with some of the comments that I was reading, it didn't seem like excuse me. Okay, excuse me. Um, with some of the comments that I read, it seems as if not a whole bunch of people read. Yeah, it seems like not a whole bunch of people went to the website and read what was the focus of the content of what they're going to be making, which is ASMR stuff. I did see that there was one other person who may have somewhat of the same feelings that I do. He said that he said it in cruder words, but he wasn't interested in the ASMR type content. Some of the comments that I saw that were not supportive, they were comments saying that they believe that the company is going to implode, which it might. I mean, this is a new company going into a field, going into content that may not be easily monetized on the normal type channels. So another comment that I saw was somebody was thinking that maybe they would be streaming on alternative platforms. When I do my 18 plus streaming stuff, I like to stream on ePlay, so they could be going there, or Chatterbait is another place that you can stream 18 plus content. I don't know if there's another place that I can think of where 18 plus content might be the norm. Yeah, well, 18 plus content might be the normal type kind of content. But I was going to say just because it's ASMR and I guess lewd doesn't necessarily mean that going to be it's going to be heavy enough to where it couldn't be monetized. But I don't know. We will have to find out when they finally start making content. And that's not going to be until June, which is going to be a while. Since they have silhouettes of the models, I wanted to make sure that I show them so that you can possibly get a taste of what it might be. It does look like that two of the models might be lollies, and then it looks like maybe two others might be okay. It looks like that they're doing half and half. I mean, one third, because it looks like one third might be lollies or small, flat chested type, and then it looks like the two in the middle. I mean, not two in the middle. Uh, the second two on the outer might be more medium, and then I feel that the two in the middle might have big boobs and might be more mommy or even dommy. I don't know. We will have to find out when they finally debut, and again, that's not going to be until June, which is a while from now. I saw that they had a section on the website about TOS. So I was kind of curious what the TOS was. And it looks like the TOS is about derivative works or fan works, in other words. So I wanted to go through it just because, I mean, it's something interesting to look at. I'm not going to look at the first part where they define the terms, as in the we, us, or ours, because that's kind of boring. But I do want to go over well, actually, maybe the second paragraph needs to be said. It says derivative works are fan-made creations based on content created by us, which would be them, A new creative element must be added to the original content in order to be considered as a deliverable book. So clips. So when it comes to clips, you have to add something to it, I guess, because I do know that with many VTubers, especially those of some of the smaller companies like VConnect, not everybody that does clipping of the streams, not everybody transcodes or even does too much. By creating derivative works, you agree that we may use your works as stream thumbnails on social media and possible other revenues that may cause monetization generation towards our talents or company as a whole. I mean, I get it, but it kind of sounds like that maybe they'll just copyright claim somebody if they don't do enough in their eyes to add to it. And as far as I know, it seems like, and I had looked through this before, and it feels like the derivative works tells of Summers feels like it's more towards artwork or like a music video. If somebody would were to make a fan made music video or something like that. So it says, please comply with the following guidelines and or request regarding derivative works. Please limit your creation of derivative works to a fan or hobby level. I don't exactly know what this means by a fan or hobby level. The only thing that I can think of is that you can't mass produce standees or like uh, pictures to sell or something like that. They do they do explain a little bit more, but I don't exactly know what all they mean by that. Sales of excuse me, sales of fan works or profit from fan works is allowed in the case that such sales fall under the scope of hobbies and are not linked to large scale businesses. So I guess what I said is fine as long as it's not like mass producing of a product to sell, then I guess it's fine. Sales of such fan works and activities related to the sales of fan works may be deemed to be questionable. I don't know what that word is. If it is deemed that the scope of such sales no longer falls under individual hobbies and crafts, in the case that the sale profit volume or the nature of the work could be considered a business, we reserve the right to request that such sales and activities be suspended. So they will send a cease and desist. Mm. Ah, feel like I feel like I'm not reading very well. I got a lot of stuff in my mouth. Please credit appropriately when deriving from our original content, such as linking to the original stream when uploading edited clips. They are perfectly okay with uploading clips before a stream has concluded. Oh, that's kind of cool. I do know that. I do remember hearing for a while there were some VTubers that were unhappy about people clipping and uploading clips of a stream before it has even ended for fear of taking away viewership from the stream. But I don't really think that's how it would work. I can see how somebody would be afraid that would happen, but I don't really think that it works that way, especially if somebody is watching, because, well, if somebody didn't have time to watch the whole stream to begin with, they're just going to watch the clips anyways, and then maybe go back and watch more of the stream, possibly. I mean, then go back and watch the VOD of the stream, possibly, but no guarantee to do so. And then I don't believe anybody who would be watching the stream at the same time would just click off the stream and go to a clip that they may have already seen if they had been watching the whole time. But it does make sense that they do ask that you link to the original stream when you upload your clips. I don't think everybody does that, but I do think it's a nice courtesy to do if you're going to be doing that. Please obey all laws and regulations, including the terms and rules of any relative platforms when creating and distributing your works. As far as I know, it's just saying stay within the TOS of where you're posting your stuff. And then it says, I don't think I read this part, so let's see what this says. Please refrain from creating fan works that fall under the following categories. Content that is falsely representative Content that is falsely representative as official or can be misinterpreted or mistaken as official merchandise of the company and its talents. I guess that makes sense. That goes to the standees that I keep on referring to, or I guess you can even say keychains. But that's the only thing I can really think of. I guess there's also artwork too. If you sell artwork, maybe if that would also fall under it as well. Content that damages a third party's image or violates the rules. I don't know how somebody would do this particular thing, but I can kind of think of how maybe somebody would, but I've never seen anybody do so. But it's fine. Excuse me. Content that is distributed only on a for-profit basis, such as official merchandise or content made for subscribers or members of a paid platform only. I don't exactly know what this means. Content that is distributed. I can get the for-profit parts because they do say that you can sell stuff. You just can't sell stuff as a large business or in the capacity of a large business, which is fine, I guess. But then I don't exactly know what they mean by, are they talking about counterfeits? Are they talking about counterfeits? And then I don't know what they mean by made for subscribers or members of a paid platform. Well, I mean, I understand what this part means of who these people are, though, well, the people that join memberships to like YouTube pages or other places like on Patreon or other places, that kind of membership thing. But I don't get how, oh well. And then the fourth one says other content that is deemed at a future date that may not be included in this list. And then there's a disclaimer, and I think this does help a little bit. They say they do not relinquish the copyright or related rights through the overlaying guidelines. Well, of course, I mean, I don't know why they feel they have to state that, but they maintain the rights at all times. They are not responsible if the use, performance, or submission of our content or a related fan work results in a disruption for a third party. So, you know, kind of the same thing when it comes to Section 230, is that what it's called for YouTube and other big platforms? Well, the platform is not the one who's responsible. You are, and that's kind of what they're saying, that they aren't responsible for any trouble that you might get into trying to do stuff, trying to do fan-related stuff, I guess. If you aren't sure of anything that is acceptable, contact them. That makes sense. And then some of the potential questions, which I read the first one, and I do think it helped a little bit. The question that they wanted to answer is that I am an artist and would like to paywall lewd artworks based on your talents, such as through Patreon and other places. Is that okay? They say yes. We are flattered you enjoyed our excuse me. They say yes. We are flattered you enjoy our talents design enough to do so. So that is good. I really want your talent to use my art for a thumbnail. How do I make this happen? Well, can't force them. The only thing you do is really, as I think it's trying to say, is you use a hashtag for the talent, and then they might use it. And of course, there's no guarantee because there might be something better. But I thought that it was interesting to go through the TOS for the fan books. I have trouble saying the, well, uh, what's the word I'm trying to look for? The professional word for it. That's not the right way to say it, but I am having trouble just saying that word today. But I thought that it was interesting to go through this because this isn't the first time that I had seen a VTuber company agency want some sort of control over what was being made of the talent. Because there was that one VTuber some time ago now. I don't know how she's doing, but she happens to not be of the Asian majority for a lot of countries. And so the company asked that people did not make lewd art of her character, but I haven't checked to see if people have. But yeah. Okay, so I will go to the ending. Well, I am interested in what this new VTubing company wants to do. I don't think that I would be into the content that they do. I am curious if they will end up streaming on different platforms at different times, just like Project Melody does, or I think she still does. I don't know if she streams on Chatterbait still, but maybe there'll be some new VTubers on Chatterbait, or maybe other places like ePlay, which is where I like to stream sometimes for 18 plus content. I am curious if they're going to do what else they will do other than just ASMR and audio role playing. I do hope that if they do go through the avenue of, yeah, I do hope that if they go through the avenue of streaming on other platforms that are welcoming to 18 plus content, that they will possibly play 18 plus games as well. It will be nice to see more VTubers wanting to do that. Not that I play 18 plus games as a VTuber, I do it as myself when I do. But with that, I hope that you enjoyed hearing what I thought about it, which sadly wasn't much to say, but it was all that I had to say at the moment. Maybe there will be more in the future once they get more stuff done and I can possibly do a follow-up if I even remember they exist, because I might not remember they exist and it's possible that you won't either, and that's fine. I mean, they may not make a big impact anyways. But with that, I hope that you liked the video, and if you did, then make sure to give it a like. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, then, well, by all means, give it a dislike. Leave a comment of, well, anything that you want to tell me, anything that you think that I might need to do better, or things that you want me to possibly try to talk about. I'm willing to talk about anything and everything. You just got to put it in the comments, and then from there I can see what people are interested in, what I might have to say about something, which we will see how that goes. And so with that, I hope that you have a good time, whatever it is, either that being noon, morning, or night. And with that, I bid you adieu.